Does anybody know what the point of algebra is? My oldest daughter, who's still in primary school, is being taught algebra. That got us thinking. I've never once had to use algebra since I left school. In fact, there's only one job that you need to know algebra for, and that's if you want to become a maths teacher.
For those of you who believe this guy is making sense, bro, you better listen to this, because he's not the first person to say this. Almost every student in Ghana have been complaining of this. Bro, where would I meet X? After school, where would I meet Y? But the truth is, do you know that you have been using X and Y in everyday life, but you don't know? Hey. Oh yes, we have been using it every day. X and Y are used to represent unknown values. And you know, light itself is unknown. Because as I talk right now, you don't know whether your business will grow or not. And that is X. You don't know whether or not your customers will buy your product. That is Y. And some of you are even in relationship and you don't know whether or not your partner will marry you. Bro, that is X. Bro, I think that is even X squared, because this one is very difficult to find the answer. But you know, all these things, if you know X and Y, it's easy to identify the answer. So the X and Y you have been learning in school, it helps you to think logically. It helps you to solve problems. It also helps you to know how to tackle issues. Even football analysts use X and Y to know team performance. This one, my dear investors, are my witness. And you know that people who are in construction, engineering, banking, and even people who have talent even depend on X and Y. Because without X and Y, a contractor cannot construct road. Bro, if I said I will explain this, it can take me more than 2 hours. So you better understand this and do your research well. But do you know that this X and Y issue was introduced since the 80s? This was introduced by a Muslim mathematician called Muhammad ibn Musa. He introduced algebra as a method of use to solve problems and unknown values. But at that time, letters like X, Y, and Z are not used to solve unknown values. Until later, René Descartes, a mathematician from France, introduced X, Y, and Z to represent unknown values. Charlie, this was done since the 80s. So you are not the first to experience this. So those of you who have been complaining, know your stand, because X and Y, even engineers, contractors, a lot of people use X and Y to solve problems.